Good morning, YouTube. Welcome back to another Scuttlebutt with Ivy's Family Factotum. So, as you can see, sitting in the Jeep, we're not at home. So, Gladys actually had an appointment. So, up here at the VA clinic, she had to do some stuffs. But yeah, we're going to be out and about. Obviously, it is raining weather today. So, can't really do a whole lot. Obviously, you'll see video coming out today that it's taming this wild jungle we have of a property, and it's really hard to do whenever it's raining, throughout the week. Just being able to keep up with the grass and doing those things, because obviously all we have is really the push mower until we can get the other tractor to be able to get, for the Del Marino flail mower that I got going. But just doing some cleanup, doing some yard cleanup. Really, the next big project too, I want to get back over into the shop build. Well, it's not necessarily the shop. So being able to just move the blacksmith setup and get a lot of, because a lot of the stuff that's right there in front of the house, is my stuff, dad's stuff, but just kind of trying to get things consolidated, get stuff moved around and get it away from the house. So getting stuff moved to where they're supposed to go and just all those things, right? So that's kind of what we're focusing on, along with moving the blacksmith shop, getting that over to the pond area. And yeah, it's because the big thing is right there where that is at is going to be garden space, right? It's going to be like a greenhouse type area, but also being able to do the road project that I've talked about. Is I need to kind of move that stuff out of the way, that way whenever, because I don't want to have to hire a dozer guy twice, right? I want to get everything cleared out of the way, get it all moved. That way, whenever he comes in to clear that area and scrape it all down to get it ready for building the road going towards the creek in the front, then I want it to be available, right? Without having to go around the shop or go around stuff and things like that. So, but I don't know what else we're going to do today. Obviously, her appointment was first thing this morning. And yeah, other than that, it's just a free-for-all day. Obviously, not going to be able to work outside. I'm supposed to have weather basically all day. Unfortunately, I did not know that it was supposed to start raining so early. I ended up leaving a couple of tools outside. Oops. Yeah, I'd had my drill out. I still had my bracing bit was outside, and then I think my electric hand planer was outside. So they got rained on. Unfortunately, yeah. I know, that's why I can't have nice things. So, yeah, that's obviously this year, we've talked about some of the projects that are going on. So doing the shop area over on the other side of the pond, kind of getting that all closed in, because that's actually that build that I'm doing with all the logs and stuff. That's actually going to be like storage area for feed, for lumber, just a storage area, right? The actual blacksmith shop itself is going to be on the side of that, so that is actually going to be kind of like a separate little build. And then which I'm going to reutilize a lot of the tin. I'm going to reutilize a lot of the other stuff, because the style of the shop, obviously how that shop is right now, is like really, really tall. I don't need anything that big, right? Is for me, I still want to be able to have overhead storage stuff. And then I was already planning on doing, in the blacksmith shop, I was already planning on doing like a bellows, right? So the the old-fashioned type bellows, and I want to be able to hang that up above, and then being able to do an actual forge out of like the stone or whatnot. Which I was actually looking. I wish I had a picture that I could show, because there's a forge setup is actually called an Arkansas forge, right? So, and I actually really liked it. So it wasn't the type of forge that is it's more centralized to the space. I mean, it doesn't have to be right in the center, but it has access all the way around it, and it's actually a round style forge. And then instead of having like a built-in chimney to where it's a side draw chimney to go out, it actually has a hanging metal flue chimney thing that hangs from chains from the ceiling that's directly above, right? So I really liked that. I like the look of that, of how that was. So basically I can go to any side of that forge and be able to access the fire pot. So instead of just being from one side or the other, and I liked it. So I think that's what I'm going to go with. And then the shop itself is going to be pretty close to like what size that metal building is now. So that's what I forgot what it was. It was like a 15 by 12 or something like that. I don't need anything super big, because I don't ever plan on putting like a power hammer, or I don't even plan on putting anything power in there. Which it obviously, if I did, I would need to do more of like an off-grid type setup. So I would have to get like a generator, or like one of the solar generators, or something like that. Which definitely possible. We've for where we are sitting at right now, on our journey YouTube wise, we really haven't had anybody reach out. I know some of these other channels have already gotten some of the solar generators, like the Jackeries and the Blue Eddies and stuff. We've never been reached out for that stuff, because we're still a fairly small channel. So but that's fine. I'm perfectly fine with going and buying that stuff, right? I don't need a company to send it to us. It would be nice, I wouldn't say no, but it's for that setup, right? I do plan on having the blacksmith shop strictly off grid. So any type of lights or anything that I'm going to do out there, it's just going to be a DC type lighting system with solar. So but yeah, that's it. And then, like I said, the other building is going to be storage, and then kind of going along the roadway, which I mean I've showed this stuff before, right? So for the sawmill area where I want to do that, same thing, right? Any type of lights and stuff that I would need out there, if for whatever reason I wanted to go work at nighttime, which I don't ever plan on being out in the blacksmith shop or the sawmill at nighttime. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe. But I would put lights and stuff in there too for solar. But yeah. And then actually on our way here, I was also telling Gladys that Facebook has no chill. This is kind of like a funny thing that had happened. So yeah, Facebook, sometimes it gives you like those little friend notifications, right? It'll say suggested friends, and for whatever reason, our old folks home in our town has its own Facebook page, and that gets recommended to me almost every single week. I think Facebook's trying to tell me I'm old, because it keeps recommending the old folks home to me. I was like, thanks, Facebook. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and jump off here. We're gonna sit here and wait for whatever she's doing. Who knows? We might even go walk around some stores, go do some stuff, since we're in the city, right? And yeah, just do whatever we can on this yucky day. So hopefully everyone is doing okay with all these storms and stuff. I know some of our local, well, not so local YouTube brethren and sisters and stuff are doing not so good with some of the storm damage, and just be out there to support them and anybody else that kind of needs help with that too, right? So yeah, that's it. That's all we got. So we thank you for following in on our journey. Give us that subscribe if you made it this far and you're new here. We thank you for following in on our journey, helping us grow, sharing us out. It's greatly appreciated. And then last but not least, get out there, thank a veteran with every chance you get, not only on Veterans Day. We'll see you on the next one. Later, friends.